Live from the post-apocalyptic hellscape that is Northern California, it's the Giant Bombcast. Are you guys still alive?
Yeah.
Everybody check in. Jeff?
Here.
Alive? Accounted for?
Ask later. Ask again later. Answer
Okay.
hazy.
Table that one for now.
Yeah.
Drew Scanlon? I think we lost. Drew has gone into emergency broadcast mode.
He's a dead man switch. If that buzzer stops buzzing, something bad happened.
I am confident that Dan Reichert is still alive.
It was my first earthquake.
You're not going to let a little thing
Did
like
you feel it?
I woke up and it was crazy.
Not going to let a little thing like a rolling tumbler? Is that what they called this one?
What?
It had a specific name.
I heard that there was a lot of lateral movement.
Yes,
I
there was a
hear-
rolling aspect to it.
I want to hear your first earthquake experience.
Okay. I was kind of drunk. It was the night of Hood Slam, so I drank a bunch of whiskey. And
I saw a
stuff.
picture of you at Hood Slam, and that checks out.
Getting whiskey poured into my
Yes.
mouth from Broseph Joe Brody. I fell asleep right when I got back, and then I woke up at like 3:20, and I felt this like rumbling, and I thought it was the train passing by, and then it kept shaking more and more and going on way too long.
Wait, what kind of train do you have going by your house that you could mistake that rumbling for a train?
It's the Mooney thing. I don't know. Sometimes it rumbles, and I was drunk, but I woke up.
Fucking Moonies, man. You can't trust them.
Nope.
And so I wake up and I was like, "Oh, this is got to be this is an earthquake here." And I was like, what am I supposed to do here? Because I know tornadoes, you go down to the bottom floor and you sit near a wall or whatever. And I thought about that for like 2 seconds, and it still kept going on. And I was like, I'm on the top floor. I'm on a mattress. If my apartment building collapses, I'll probably just surf the mattress down and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so I just went back to bed.
All right,
And I woke up fine.
Let's stop for a minute. Let's do a little personal audit.
Okay.
If you had to let's turn your gaze inward. How would you rate your earthquake preparedness if you had to put a letter grade on it?
I think I'm just kind of in general bulletproof, so I'd say
Okay.
I'm totally prepared for. I've survived microbursts and tornadoes and earthquakes, and just throw whatever you got at me. Hurricanes.
Doorway is that's what I've always been told.
Yeah.
You want to go stand in the doorway.
Lodge yourself in a doorway.
Why? Why would that
Because
help?
they're reinforced in a way that they are less likely to collapse
Yeah,
than...
there's more structural support there.
Also, there's nothing above you.
Yeah, and there's nothing that can fall on you.
There's a roof above you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
But no matter where you are, a roof's going to fall
other parts of the roof are going to collapse before the part over the doorway.
Oh, okay.
See what
it's
I'm-
like
see what I'm saying?
you're kind of in a wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
know what I mean?
I guess. Do you have to use like a stud finder or something?
No,
You just
look for the nearest place
doorway?
where a door opens.
I can figure that out.
Stand where the door...
Yeah, make sure the door is open.
Open the
Between
door, stand
rooms.
where the door goes when the door is closed.
It's the Twilight
seems very
Zone.
complicated.
Dan,
Yeah.
be the door.
You guys
need to
grew up
play
in
the part of
California.
the door,
Just act like you're a door.
It seems easy enough.
Yeah.
and you'll be fine.
It's easy.
All right.
But not a member of the doors. It's a mistake a lot of
No,
people make.
they're
You don't
no
want to
good.
do that. No.
Drew, what was your earthquake experience like?
I didn't wake up.
No?
Nope.
You slept through it?
Slept through it.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Well, you were born out here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was about to ask what your 89 earthquake experience was like, but then I had to stop and wonder if you were alive for that one.
I was on a flight.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was diverted. I was coming back to San Francisco and it got diverted to Sacramento, I think.
So you've missed all the big ones out here.
Yeah.
Because this one, this is the biggest one since 89.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
This was a 6.0.
That's pretty good.
That one was a 6.9, I want to say.
Did that do a bunch of like damage
Yes,
to
the
downtown
89,
and everything?
89 quake was bad. Like,
Okay.
a lot of people died. A lot of
Oh, wow,
a lot
really?
of serious. There were like 60, 70 people died, I think, in that
Oh,
one.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I don't know if you know, but the magnitude scale is logarithmic. So a 7.0 is 10 times worse than a 6.0.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
But also to put it in perspective, I would say, I mean, I've been out here for 11 and a half years. And I would say, like, every earthquake that I've experienced out here has been at most a 4. But usually more like in the lower 3s. Wouldn't you say that's probably
That's
accurate?
probably right. Yeah.
Most of the ones
I've
you
felt
see.
a few of those.
Yeah, but even the ones that you feel, you'll like run to the USGS site and it'll be like, yeah, it was a 3.3.
Yeah. You'll feel it and go, oh, how quaint.
Yeah. It's like there have been earthquakes where I was sitting in like my rolly desk chair at home, like in front of the computer, and it's like you don't know if it was an earthquake or if the chair just like rolled back an inch. You know,
Oh,
like
wow,
it's
okay.
barely perceptible.
Well,
But this was like a good solid like 20 seconds of like, serious shaking.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the epicenter was up north, which, where most of us are near the city. So, like, I'm wondering, have you been home yet, Jeff? Or
No,
did you just come straight from the airport?
I came directly from the airport to here, so I haven't been home.
So all your stuff could be askew.
I mean, everyone I've talked to around there has been fine. It's far enough away from it was centered a little, I guess, east of where I'm
Napa,
at,
right?
like Napa,
The American Canyon.
So American Canyon, Napa, around there. So all the pictures you see are of yes,
American Canyon.
American Canyon. It's a theme song. Yeah, that's their whole theme song. Just when you pull in, if you sing that at any convenience store, you get 15% off. Wine, I guess, probably.
Man, so much wine spilled.
Oh yeah, that was the first
those
part.
tragic news.
Yeah.
Those are great looking photos. Just all the wine spilling off the shelves, just shattered.
Just, I mean, hearts.
Fuck yeah! If this was 40s, you wouldn't be bummed out.
Right.
There's always more.
Like obviously, hearts go out to everybody affected by this thing.
Sure,
but at the same time,
yes.
like the first photos coming out of this thing was just the most bougie shit.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
oh no, our wine.
All these wine bottles were sacrificed.
Fuck off. And then, actually, the cool part, the part that made me go like I was bummed out that I missed it, was when I saw like streets opening up and bits of street coming together and pushing up. There's that picture going around of a guy using pushed up street as a
skateboard
skate ramp, like
Yeah.
a kicker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
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 There must be at least one skateboarding game that takes place in the apocalypse, right?
I mean, Tony Hawk 3, the LA level has rails that when you grind all the earthquake rails, an earthquake happens and it totally reshapes the level.
That level's good.
yeah. Just life imitates video games.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're going to get home and like a drawer of yours will be open an inch.
Yeah. Or, I mean, all the cracks in all the walls that are already there will be an inch wider. Because everything is on Adobe up there, so everything naturally shifts all the time.
Yeah.
How about your Fabergé egg collection? Is that secure?
I mean, I just have it all up on the highest shelves I've got. That's fair.
Oh, boy.
You know, it's just I like to exalt them to the heavens on high and all that sort of stuff. So it's
Plus,
probably
there's
fine.
less gravity up there, so
Exactly. You get further away from the Earth, there's less gravity. Everybody knows
less
that.
chance they'll go flying around, right?
I'm sure everything's fine. But yeah, that's the thing, is everything's on Adobe over there. So like right now, the door going from my garage to my house doesn't shut all the way because everything shifts around seasonally, and it's like warm, in the summer and the winter, the wood swells up, or things shift just so that everything's fucked. So everything's fucked there anyway. Like everyone just accepts it. It's only when you're telling it to people that go like, "What's Adobe?" and you have to explain like, "Well, they built these houses on this stuff that just moves." So
I thought it was the little car that's made out of clay.
yeah, it's that too.
Okay. Maybe you should just go all the way. Just knock all your walls down. Go open floor plan.
Yeah, that's probably
One giant room.
Is Adobe more prone to liquefaction? Like, could your house just sink into a...
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I haven't heard of that happening.
Okay.
But fuck, man, who knows?
Do you remember back in the Japan earthquake, like a lot of video came out of that one, which was crazy because it was such a long earthquake. It was like a minute or something.
Yeah.
Or longer. Like cracks, fissures opened up in the ground, and then there are videos of like a sidewalk just moving back and forth next to itself, which is like, I don't know, to be able to see with your eyes that sort of like tectonic plates moving around.
Yeah.
And then like soil turning to liquid. Like someone was walking through a park and they filmed the ground and it was just like bubbling like quicksand.
What?
I mean,
That happens in earthquakes.
Why?
Because
the earth,
it's
the
all
earth cracks
vibrating.
and it lets water out.
Yeah.
Ryan used to tell the story of he was at Candlestick for, what was the game? There was like it was like a World Series game,
World
right?
Series.
That
Yeah.
earthquake in '89
During
was
the 89
the Giants
quake.
A's World Series
At
and
Candlestick.
the game was about to start when the earthquake happened.
And like he would always tell the story of like you could look across the stadium and see the stands like undulating, like waving up and down.
Yeah.
Like waves. Crazy stuff.
I was watching that game on TV at the time, and it was, you just hear the guy go, like, earthquake, but, you feel it before it obviously gets out on television a little bit. So, like, I have this weird, I don't know why it happens, but it happened in that earthquake, and it happened when we were in Japan when they had a fairly sizable earthquake.
I was about to tell that story. Were you there that year also?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Yeah.
And in both situations, my instinct was to strike a surfing pose. In fact, the one in Japan happened late at night, and I jumped onto my bed and surfed. And that hotel's up really high. So, it was like, and those buildings are all built to sway.
That was the thing.
So
that was what blew my mind was that after the actual quake was over, the building kept swaying back and forth.
Oh, yeah. There's videos of those too.
They're built to be flexible.
Yeah, like
It's fucking
there's
crazy.
a
Yeah.
shot like pointing up into skyscrapers, and they're all moving like trees in the
Yeah.
wind.
Yep.
It's really
Oh my
freaky.
God.
Super weird.
Yeah.
Was the surfing pose for fun, or was that like an instinctual, like, this is probably safer?
No, it's for fun.
Okay.
I think earthquakes are totally cool.
It actually
Yeah.
was really cool, actually. Yeah.
I mean, obviously super dangerous, and
Yes.
hopefully no one gets hurt, but whatever.
Yeah.
The earth shakes, man. You're fucking
Yeah.
powerless to stop it.
This wasn't even the San Andreas.
No,
Which-
no, it was a fault up there in Napa.
It's
I
a
guess.
different fault.
So we're still due.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
the scary
Didn't
thing.
relieve any pressure.
San Andreas comes all the way up here, right? I know it goes through L.A.,
Yeah,
but it
Yeah, I think it's
doesn't it run like most of the
under
length
Berkeley or
of the
something?
state? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they keep saying we're due.
yeah.
sure.
I don't know.
Surf it. Surf the quake. I
right.
surfed the quake.
I don't know.
2014.
Surf 5 to the quake.
If it got bad enough, I don't think we'd be making jokes anymore.
Oh, sure, or we would because that's the only levity
That's
left
the only
in
thing
life.
there is.
If it gets bad enough, then it's one of those things where, like, you know, whenever you buy a house out here, there's always going to be some, you know, insurance hack that tries to sell you earthquake insurance, and you never buy it because if things are so bad that you need earthquake insurance to fix your problem, everything is leveled and there's going to be no money to
Yeah.
pay that insurance anyway. The government will have to come in and FEMA will save us. That's how that works, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they federally manage emergency situations.
That's their whole.
what they
that's their
do.
whole mandate. That's
Yep.
exactly what they do.
And they've done
So,
a bang up job thus far.
During the '89, my dad was driving on a highway, like a I think it was like an overpass or something, and the whole thing lurched to one side. So there was 2 lanes. He was in the right lane, and it lurched to the right. So he just went into the left lane, and then everyone in the left lane got shoved up against the side.
Jeez.
And then it lurched back, and everyone in the right lane got shoved up against the side. So, and he went back into the right lane. So all the cars were just shoved to the side of the road, and he just drove right down the middle.
Oh, wow.
That is intense.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And he said in the rearview mirror, he could see like dust from buildings.
the landscape should not be shifting in
That's
such
like
ways.
a
that
Call
just-
of Duty map. Or
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
That defies reason and explanation.
Yes.
This makes me
Science.
want to get my earthquake kit put together.
Yes.
What is your earthquake kit? 3 gallons of water and a knife.
They
right?
said on the news today 1 gallon of water per person per day.
Okay.
So let's say 3 days minimum to be safe.
Sure. Yeah. 3 gallons of water and a fucking knife, so you
yeah.
can get someone else's water if they're drinking it too slow.
That's probably a good idea. I've got a hand crank operated radio.
Okay.
It's got a little flashlight in it. I don't know, some MREs or some canned food.
Yeah,
What else would you put in there?
I don't know. I'm done with the knife.
3DS.
Flares.
Yeah.
His flares are
Yeah.
awesome.
Flares are pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, sure. Let's get some flares.
I've never actually lit a flare. Jeff, is it fun?
It's not as it's kind of cool, but then you have a lit flare and you're like, oh, I mean, this isn't as neat as actual fireworks.
You just pretend like you're yelling at T-Rexes.
yeah, pretty much.
Is it better to light a Roman candle and hold it as it goes off? Because that's super fun.
That is way more fun.
I love doing
I've
that.
seen
Flares are
video
like
of
a
you
Roman
on the
candle that
internet
doesn't
doing
shoot.
that.
Oh, that's stupid.
So you're just holding it. And it's like, well, I guess there's a kind of a fire coming out of this.
You go light other stuff on fire.
Yeah. You can throw a flare into a gas station. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? I mean, the world's ending. The earthquake hit. Like, you want to blow something up.
Yeah.
So you're excited to get home?
Yeah. I want to see what it looks like up there.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
would definitely be feeling a little anxious if I were away from my house that was right near an earthquake for a weekend.
You know,
But okay, you clearly you're being deeply affected by it.
I mean, like I said, I called people that live like a block away.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's fine.
Sure,
So,
sure.
I'm not too worried about it.
We all made it. We're here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about stuff. Who wants to go? Or is this the part where I pick somebody?
Yeah. I mean, you're as the host, you should probably
Shit.
pick.
All right, I'll get the hang of this one
Just
of these
pick
days.
a direction and go around. That's usually what I do.
Well, I know you were out of town, so I'm not going to start with you.
Okay.
Dan.